Beth Dutton was my favorite Yellowstone character, and this quote from Season 3 sums her up better than any other. The perfect quote to encapsulate who Beth Dutton, Kelly Riley, is as a character in Yellowstone comes from Season 3. Beth is a divisive character in Yellowstone, yet she is my favorite. She's not the most likable character in Yellowstone due to her preference for fighting words and antagonistic antics. However, Riley's performance endears Beth to me because John Dutton's, Kevin Costner, daughter has the same relentless spirit as the other Dutton clan members who helped define the Dutton family tree in Yellowstone. Beth Dutton reminds me of Elsa Dutton, Isabel May, in 1883 and Spencer Dutton, Brandon Sklinner, in 1923. Like her counterparts, Beth is intrepid. While James Dutton, Tim McGraw, Jacob Dutton, Harrison Ford, and John Dutton, Kevin Costner, run the operations in their respective Yellowstone shows, they are not the series' muses so much as the most spirited child of the next generation. Therefore, Beth is the perfect choice to continue the Dutton family story in the upcoming Beth and Rip Yellowstone spin-off, which can expand her spirited list of quotes from the flagship. Beth's insight into loving with her whole soul defines the character, especially when quoted fully. In Yellowstone Season 3, Episode 10, Beth tells Rip Wheeler, Colhauser, "I believe in loving with your whole soul and destroying anything that wants to kill what you love." John Dutton's daughter is fierce for the sake of those dear to her, and her Season 3 remarks perfectly encapsulate Beth's fighting yet nurturing spirit. Her defining quote foreshadows Beth's Yellowstone Season 5 ending, wherein she kills her brother, Jamie Wiz Bentley, for playing a role in the murder of her father. This quote from Yellowstone Season 3 is a remarkably succinct insight into what to expect from Beth Dutton. Some of Beth Dutton's best Yellowstone quotes are her insults to those she disapproves of or her fiery remarks during business deals. More than anything, Beth's "I believe in lovin'" quote encapsulates the duality of her spirited remarks, making it an iconic line by John's daughter. Beth has dozens upon dozens of remarks throughout the show, making her probably the most quotable character in Yellowstone, if not the entire franchise. Beth is such a quotable Yellowstone character because she is dauntless in her unfiltered remarks to her peers. In other words, Beth wears her heart on her sleeve, and it is one of my favorite things about her. Ultimately, almost everything Beth says somehow encompasses the extremes of her demeanor. That said, her dialogue often touches on Beth's soft side as well. However, it simultaneously highlights her brazen qualities, which define her role in Taylor Sheridan's neo-Western. Beth isn't always fighting on the front lines like her brother, Case, Luke Grimes, or her husband, but she makes savvy business deals that support the overall fate of the ranch, showing little mercy to those she targets with her attacks. On the flip side, like her husband, Beth is particularly loyal and caring to those who have earned her trust and endearment, with Rip and John Dutton being the best examples. While Elsa is my favorite Dutton overall, Beth stands out in Yellowstone because she encapsulates the gritty Dutton brand. Beth Dutton is a force of nature. From the very first season of Yellowstone, she established herself as the show's most unapologetically fierce character, a woman who wields power, pain, and passion with an unshakable grip. Played masterfully by Kelly Riley, Beth is equal parts ruthless and loyal, broken and unbreakable. She's the storm that everyone fears yet can't help but be mesmerized by. If there's any character who embodies the raw essence of Taylor Sheridan's neo-Western drama, it's her. And while Beth has delivered countless iconic lines over the seasons, each one dripping with wit, venom, or heartbreak, there's one particular quote from Season 3 that encapsulates her better than any other. "I am the rock that waves crash over, and the sand that seeps between your toes." I am the land, the sky, the storm. I am just Beth. This line, spoken with a mix of quiet ferocity and unwavering self-awareness, is Beth Dutton in a nutshell. It's not just a statement, it's a declaration, a warning, and a promise all at once. It embodies everything that makes Beth one of the most compelling characters on television. Beth Dutton, a woman defined by resilience. Beth is the kind of person who doesn't just survive hardship. She absorbs it, transforms it, and throws it back tenfold. From the trauma of losing her mother to the brutality of her brother Jamie's betrayal, she has been forged in fire. Unlike many TV characters who gradually evolve into their strongest selves, Beth emerged fully formed, a woman who has already faced hell and come out swinging. The Season 3 quote reflects this resilience. I am the rock that waves crash over. Beth has been hit with wave after wave of adversity, yet she remains standing. Whether it's market equities trying to dismantle her family's empire or personal demons clawing at her, she does not yield. She does not break. She takes every hit and still fights back. Beth Dutton, a storm in human form. Beth is chaos and control wrapped into one. She can be as unpredictable as the Montana weather, shifting from biting sarcasm to lethal rage in a heartbeat. The second part of the quote, I am the land, the sky, the storm, perfectly embodies this duality. She's grounded in her roots, tethered to her father John and their sprawling Yellowstone ranch, yet she's also a tempest impossible to contain. No moment in Season 3 underscores this better than when Beth orchestrates the destruction of Rourke Morris. With cunning precision, she doesn't just beat market equities, she dismantles them piece by piece. And yet, she's not solely a creature of vengeance. Beneath the fury, there's a deep and unwavering love for her father, Rip Wheeler, and the land she calls home. That's the beauty of Beth Dutton. Her contradictions make her all the more real. Beth Dutton, the protector and the destroyer. One of the most striking aspects of Beth's character is her willingness to protect those she loves at any cost. She'll bulldoze anyone who threatens John, Case, or Rip without a second thought. The quote's final words, I am just Beth, show that she doesn't need embellishments or explanations. She is who she is, and she makes no apologies for it. She is both the shield and the sword, the nurturer and the executioner. Take her relationship with Rip, for example. Their love story isn't the traditional fairy tale romance. It's raw, brutal, and deeply moving. Beth isn't soft, but with Rip, she reveals cracks in her armor. She doesn't love gently, she loves fiercely, desperately, with every ounce of her being. And yet, that doesn't make her any less ruthless to those who cross her. It's this complexity that makes her unforgettable. Why this quote stands above the rest. Beth has had no shortage of quotable moments. Whether she's eviscerating an enemy with words sharper than knives or delivering a rare moment of tenderness. But this particular line from Season 3 is special because it captures her essence in its purest form. It strips away all the bravado, the corporate power plays, and the whiskey-soaked one-liners to reveal the truth. Beth Dutton is elemental, unstoppable, and wholly herself. In a world where characters are often softened for the sake of likability, Beth stands defiantly unfiltered. Love her or hate her, you can't ignore her. And that is why she remains the beating heart of Yellowstone.